going to see the potential for some very gusty winds, wind gusts up around 60 miles per hour. Once again, that spin up tornado will be possible as well. And we are going to see the potential for some penny-sized hail. So I'll get you a little bit closer into this storm. You can see that pretty much that just goes towards Butler. I'll go ahead and try and take off some of this radar so you can see exactly where we've got this going for today. So that's where that line goes to. We've also got a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just been issued. Looks like it includes parts of Macon County as well. So right now, this first severe thunderstorm warning goes out to Butler in areas of Taylor County. This one is going until, let's see, located moving at 45 miles per hour. Pull that back up. So that goes until 3 for the first one. We'll go down to our new severe thunderstorm warning that's down just a little bit further to the south. This one does include parts of Macon County, so that is including Montezuma and Marshallville. This one goes until 3:15. With this storm, we are looking at 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So you definitely want to be indoors, taking shelter from these storms as they push through. It's going to come in pretty quickly. I'll go ahead and throw back on our radar picture for you this afternoon. So you can see not a whole lot going on necessarily right now in Taylor County, but really what we're watching is all of this right here. So it's been bringing some gusty winds, heavy rain across an area that's already seen some pretty heavy rain earlier today. So that's going to track in. This one is also moving at around 45 miles an hour, or this one's moving at 65 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and kind of put a tracker on our first storm right now. I'm going to go ahead and check in on this. So now we have a tornado warning for that storm that we were just checking on. So we'll go back to areas of Taylor County. This is where we have our current tornado warning. This is for Marion, Talbot, and Taylor counties. You can see that one, that goes until 3. So this is where we're watching it pretty closely. I'll go ahead and flip over to our velocity product just so you can kind of see what we're watching for this afternoon. You can see right now, kind of in between two radars, so we're going to get two different pictures, but both of the radars are showing that area of rotation somewhere right by that Taylor County line. So that's really what we're watching closely. If you're along that far western county line up there, that's where you need to be concerned about this current tornado. So this is looking at our FFC radar right now, pushing in a lot of gusty winds. I'll go ahead and kind of put this back on my chat. But right now, if you are within that polygon, if you are in Taylor County, especially just really all of Taylor County this afternoon, you'll be taking shelter from this storm. Let's see. Get us back on here. So let's take a closer look. You can see it's, yeah, pretty much all of Taylor County right now is within this storm right here. This is going to be moving right here, generally to the north and to the east. This is around 45 miles per hour that this storm is moving. So we'll go ahead and put a tracker on this one just so we have kind of a better idea of where this is headed this afternoon, especially considering that we've got this tornado warning already issued. So that's pushing to the north and to the east. So we're looking at Mizell, Goldson, Fickling Mill by around 2:52. This is a really good heads up for everybody because it's not moving super quickly. So you have plenty of time to find that safe place. Especially areas like Butler, you guys should be in your safe place as well. If you are within the polygon, know that you need to be in your safe place. Just because this is kind of between two radars, we need to keep an eye on it especially. So I'll go ahead and let's see, get logged on here. So not only do we have this active tornado warning, I also do want to let everyone know that we are under a tornado watch that goes until 7 p.m. for all of us today. Obviously, this means that conditions are right for tornadoes, which is why we have this tornado warning that has already been issued. So there we go, logging on. Tornado warning continuing for the area. Circulation is just now crossing into western Taylor County is what we're hearing from the National Weather Service. So we're just starting to get that moving into Taylor County. If we brought you up just then, do know that you are kind of right in the path of this. This is moving into the Norwich area. like we said, Mizell, Butler, Mock, you guys need to be in your safe place. I know, Ginger, you're probably watching from Mock, so you need to go into that bathtub, go into that safe place. If you don't know where your safe place is right now, then know that it needs to be somewhere in the interior of your home, away from windows, preferably the lowest level. If you can get to it, a basement is going to be kind of top notch for this deal. But for today, these are spinning up quickly. We've seen this rotation kind of continuing with this particular storm. So we'll go back to look at where our velocity is right now. You can see really just kind of strong velocity on this system right now. We'll also check to see if we have any kind of debris signature right now. So just kind of a messy look at the moment. Once again, we're still between two radars, so we're looking pretty high up in this particular storm right now. But I do also want to kind of recap. I know that we're talking about this tornado warning right now, but we also do have that new severe thunderstorm warning that is going into areas of Macon County from this fast moving section of that storm that's a little bit further to the south. So taking out a wider look, I know people in Macon and Forsyth are just like, this is not impacting me, but we do still have to cover these tornado warnings. Right now, like I said, we are continuing to see that one right now that is moving into Taylor County. So we're going to look at what the National Weather Service has just said. So this is now tornado warning for Taylor County. So this is a confirmed large and dangerous tornado located near Howard, 9 miles west of Butler, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a confirmed tornado on the ground that is moving to, it's just out to the west of Butler, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So we are going to put back on our velocity product right here. You can see this is generally where we're looking, just kind of crossing over. That is a lot of wind, first of all, but we're going to go ahead and track this just so you know where you need to be. So 45 miles per hour. All right, so Mizell, you should already be in your safe place. 241 is where this is going to be approaching you. Bethel Church, 246. So you still have a little bit of time. Get the kids, get the pets, get them into that safe area. Call somebody to get them off the road if they are in this general vicinity. Butler, 247. Panhandle, 251. That is how much time you guys have approximately, but you know, we're kind of between radar scans at the moment. So this is a confirmed tornado that we have seen on our radar. It is located near Howard, 9 miles west of Butler right now, but it's moving at 45 miles an hour. So we are continuing to track this tornado right now. Also have a new severe thunderstorm warning, or one that continues for Talbot, Taylor, and Upson. So not everybody is seeing the tornado warning for today. It's really just Taylor County right now, continuing to see that pretty tight circulation from our radar here in middle Georgia. So we'll get a little bit closer in. So Norwich, Junction City, you guys are kind of just seeing this now. Mock, you're a little bit further to the south, but still need to be in that safe place right now as this crosses over into further areas of Taylor County. Mizell, like we said, you guys are kind of in the path of this storm right now, but it's really just kind of in a weird place between these two separate radars. So Butler and Taylor County, you guys continuing to see this tight rotation. This is going to make its way, like I said, to the north and to the east pretty quickly at around 45 miles per hour. That still puts Mizell around 241, Butler at 246. We're going to go back and take kind of the wider look at this because we are continuing to see that potential for a tornado on the ground. So we'd see this right here. That confirms that we've got right there. That's our debris ball for right now. That's how we know it's a confirmed tornado. This is picking up things that are a bigger size than raindrops, a bigger size than hail as they kind of go up. So we know that this has hit something, likely probably trees, but as this moves further to the north and to the east, you really have to be in that safe place. Once again, not on the roadways. I know a lot of people think that maybe they can make it home. Don't even try it with this. This is a large confirmed dangerous tornado that is on the ground. This tornado warning continues for all of Taylor County at this point, but this is really where we're continuing to see just kind of being picked up some of that debris. It looks not quite as great from our radar here, but it's still picking it up anyways, and that shows you just kind of how high this is all getting up in the atmosphere for today. So if you needed confirmation that you needed to go to your safe place, this should be it. This debris tracker right here, our correlation coefficient, should be telling you that you need to be getting in that safe place. So we're going to try and get down here a little bit closer. We're looking at, like we said, Mizell County Road 73. If you're on Phelps Road, if you're on Grace Mill Road, and you are in your home, you need to get to that safe place. That's going to be, once again, kind of the bottom level of your home. If you can, maybe grab the helmet, grab the bike helmet for the kids, because this is a pretty classic signature right now that we're seeing with this storm. So we're going to go ahead and kind of look at this with the tracker on it from our reflectivity product here as well. Like I said, I still think if you're in Butler, you should definitely be taking shelter at this point. But Mizell, it's going to be right on you guys pretty soon. So you really need to find that safe place. You need to get in that safe place, grab the kids, once again, grab the pets, head to wherever you can that is going to be safe right now. So we get a little bit closer in, we'll find some more of these streets that are right here by where we're seeing some of that debris. So State Route 96, you guys are very much in this. Wesley Church Road, all the way up to Gerald, you're seeing that. 19, this is going to be crossing over that way relatively soon. Let's put back on our debris tracker. We're continuing to see a signature. It's not quite what it was just a couple of minutes ago, so we'll go ahead and kind of track that from where we were seeing this earlier. So this is around 237, 238. This was really kind of where we had it at its peak, around 235. So that's continuing to move a little bit further off to the north and to the east. But I mean, even if you're directly east, you're still within this warning area. So we're going to go ahead, kind of find that circulation once again. I would say that it's pretty much right by Mizell, State Route 96, where we're seeing that kind of crossing over right now. County Road 69, Starling Road as well, as this system kind of continues its work further off to the east. This is one that we're going to have to watch for areas of Crawford County, Bibb County, as well as this gets a little bit closer, because this circulation has been kind of off and on, kind of dropping down a little bit and then picking back up. So it's definitely one that we've been watching for a while, especially when it was closer to the Alabama state line. So this is going to continue its motion a little bit further off to the east. We are seeing it break down a little bit as it gets closer to our radar, but this is kind of the one that's closer to Atlanta, so Peachtree City's radar right here, still showing a decent little wrap up. So I'll go ahead and check, see if we have anything from the Weather Service. This was a confirmed extremely dangerous tornado that was moving in the area. That continues our tornado warning, but it does look like it is breaking down a little bit, just kind of from our view here. So hopefully that continues. Tornado just crossed Highway 540 in western Taylor County, showing signs of weakening, still very dangerous. So we do know that this crossed over Highway 540 now. We will get a little bit closer in just to kind of look at this. So yeah, we are continuing to see this crossing over right now. You can see very strong winds with this system. I'll go ahead and put it back on the radar picture. It definitely, you can see it wrapping up on our reflectivity right here. So this is where we're starting to see hopefully a little bit of weakening. You should absolutely still be in your safe place if you are in Taylor County from this tornado warning. If you're just joining us, that goes until, I believe, 3. So this system has a confirmed tornado with it. We will go ahead and check back on our debris tracker once again. It is still showing some stuff up in the air. It's not quite as much as what we were seeing when we were seeing that real drop right there. So that was where we had our confirmed tornado. This has now crossed over Highway 540, and it is going to be just to the northwest of Butler as it continues its trek towards Mizell, Gerald, Fickling Mill at this point, and 19. So this is where we're watching this system right now. I also want to note that we are continuing to track a system of strong storms further to our south. These are headed towards Macon County, probably within the next 30 minutes or so. You've already got a severe thunderstorm warning issued for that. A tornado watch continues for all of middle Georgia until 7 o'clock this evening. So we're going to get back a little bit closer to the radar right now. Take a look at our velocity product. Continuing to see some very strong winds. Now, once again, this is going to be pretty high up in the atmosphere that this is kind of getting that reading, but 89-mile-per-hour winds, kind of up a little bit higher. You can expect at least 60-mile-per-hour winds with this right now. But we're also looking at that potential for tornadic activity. We've had the confirmed tornado already from our radar picture. And as this moves further to the north and to the east, it's really going to be something to look at. So we're starting to see it break down a little bit. That is some good news. Still going to put this tracker on this as it heads further to the northeast. I know that Crawford County, you are not part of this tornado warning right now, but you're right on the edge. So it's definitely something we're going to be tracking as this gets a little bit closer. So Butler, 246, that's just about 4 minutes that you have to try and get into that safe place, and probably even a little bit less than that. So just something to note. Fickling Mill, 253. And then Crowell's Church, which I do believe is in Crawford County, that's going to be around 255. So yeah, just really wrapping up right here. I know that it's looking like it's weakening a little bit, but definitely don't typically want to see it wrapping around like that. So hopefully that's maybe going to block some inflow, but right now these storms today have been pretty strong on their own. We'll get another look at this from this Peachtree City look that puts the best rotation right now over Mizell, Gerald, Fickling Mill, 19. If you're along 19, if you're driving along 19, between 540 and looks like 304, you definitely need to be finding that safe place. Pulling off, you don't want to be anywhere near where this system is coming through. All right, so tornado warning canceled for Talbot County. It is still in our area here, so continuing the tornado warning. This is now, let's see, Stewart County reporting damage. We knew that already. So it looks like the confirmed tag has been taken off of our tornado warning at this point. So likely maybe it's gone back up, which is some good news for us. We're not seeing that lofted debris quite anymore. But this is going to be near Butler, located near Wesley Church, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. So we will go ahead and put this back on, because you can see once again between the two different radars, it's going to be just kind of in between there. We will include everybody in this one though. So we'll just take this up to kind of the top of Taylor County. So Goldson, we talked about you guys earlier, 244 when you need to be finding that spot. Sorry if y'all can't see it. Butler Municipal, 245. Gerald, 248. 253, Fickling Mill. Crowell's Church by 256. So that's kind of what we're watching right now, that one area of rotation. You can see that we're getting kind of this empty spot right here where these two segments of the line are really kind of what's creating that rotation at this point. So those are all kind of coming together. Once again, I know that we had the confirmed tornado on this, but I do want to bring it back to this severe thunderstorm warning that is further to our south as well, because we got some strong winds coming in with this line. It's also moving very quickly. So that's going to be about to move into areas of Macon County. Let's see what we got on the chat. So severe thunderstorm warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds continues for Macon County, Taylor County, Schley County as well. We're also potentially going to see some flooding across parts of Georgia as well. So we're kind of running the gamut for things today. Going to take you back though, because we do still have 15 minutes technically on this tornado warning. If you're just joining us, it's already been a busy afternoon. This goes until 3 p.m. This is for Taylor County. Right now, the system is just to the north of Butler, but if you're kind of in Butler proper, far north Butler, you guys could be in the area of this potential tornado. So we're going to put our velocity signature back on. We're still seeing just a little bit of rotation with this. It's not like it was as it kind of crossed over. I'm going to take it back a little bit. You can see as it moved into the area of Taylor County, it's been kind of all over the place, but we did have a confirmation of a tornado from our TDS signature, so tornado debris signature. We saw that lofting things up in the air. We're still seeing a little bit kind of right here, but it's not as strong as what it was. So the good news is that we are seeing this weakening just a little bit, because this is what it looks like when you get that confirmation. You get some of that green, that lowering of our values in the correlation coefficient. So as it moved a little bit further off, we're not seeing that as tight of rotation. We're also not seeing kind of that lowering of our correlation coefficient value, but we are still seeing a little bit of rotation on here, enough that we are continuing this tornado warning for probably the next 13 minutes or so as this gets ready to cross over 19. So if you, once again, if you're driving on 19, you definitely need to stay weather aware, try and stay away from the storm if at all possible. This is still tornado warned. And once again, we do also have our tornado watch issued for everyone in Middle Georgia. Now, I do think that once this main line comes through, that a lot of us should be good for the rest of the evening. And for most of us, hopefully, the fact that we've seen that rain for much of today can help to kind of tamper things a little bit, but our southern counties haven't really seen all that much. So it's definitely something we're watching pretty closely as we are heading into the rest of the evening. So once again, we do have our severe thunderstorm warning. This is one that we really haven't talked about a whole lot because it got pretty busy as that pushed through, but that goes until 3:15. It does include parts of Macon County and Taylor County. You can see kind of the very bottom of Taylor County right here in this severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what the National Weather Service has to say. So we are seeing that tornado strengthening in Taylor County, north of Butler, approaching Highway 19. So that was kind of what we were seeing. That's why we're going to keep that tornado warning on it. So we will get back up to it. Once again, if you are anywhere near this area, we're near 19, you need to be finding your safe place. Like I said, don't be on the road. That's going to be kind of the worst place to be at this point. That is moving near, let's see, Jarrell, 19, Fickling Mill. You guys should all still be in that safe place. Let's go ahead and kind of check the motion of this because, yeah, wrapping up further to the northeast. So Bethel Church by 250, because Jarrell, it's already over you. Antioch Baptist Church, if you know where that is, by 253. Fickling Mill by 254, and Olive Grove Church by 259. I know once again, some of those are getting closer into areas of Crawford County. So you guys just be aware that this is kind of just on your doorstep right now. But we are continuing to watch this in Taylor County, and that's really as far as our tornado warning goes right now. So severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued for Bibb, Crawford, Jones, Lamar, Macon, Monroe, and Peach counties. So let's go ahead and take this back out. We got a lot going on, you guys. So the newest, I'll take off the radar as well, just so we can see. This is the newest severe thunderstorm warning. So that's for western portions of Bibb County, also parts of Monroe County into Crawford County and Peach County for this afternoon. That goes until 3:30. This is mainly for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. So we're not seeing necessarily the tornado threat with this line, but it's definitely something we have to keep in mind, knowing that we do have that tornado watch that has been issued. So I'll go ahead and put back on our radar now that we know that it's out there and we have kind of looked at it. It's all about this line right here, and I can hear that heavy rain right now coming in on our studio. So definitely getting some of these pockets of these reds and oranges out there here in downtown Macon. But we are actually in downtown Macon, not part of that severe thunderstorm warning. So you take a look. We're going to head back to kind of the most pressing matter, which is this tornado warning that's in areas of Taylor County. We're continuing to see this staying just a little bit wrapped. And so we're keeping that rotation. We're keeping indications that we do have a tornado out there right now. This view may be a little less great on what we were seeing before, but we can kind of take a look and see if we get a new updated scan for our rotation. So that is continuing across the area, so towards 19. We're probably going to get a scan update relatively soon on this one. Let's see. All right, so we continue here with everything that we're continuing to see. Let's check some of... So 92 miles per hour, once again, this is pretty high for what we're seeing in the atmosphere at this point, but do know that we are seeing some very strong winds likely mixing down potentially in this tornado. Go ahead and check, see if we have a TDS still. So a little bit of stuff still kind of being lofted in the air with the system. Once again, this came from further to the west as a confirmed tornado that crossed over, and now we're seeing it breaking up a little bit. So hopefully we can get more on this breaking down a little bit, but still being between two radars kind of puts it very high up in the atmosphere that we're seeing some of this spin. But this is approaching 19 based on our radar picture right now. Should be kind of right over 19. So Fickling Mill, we've been talking about you guys for a while. Definitely in the path of this storm pretty much directly. So severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Lamar, Talbot, Taylor, and Upson County. All right. But the main thing to know is that we have this tornado warning in Taylor County headed generally towards Crawford County. Now, this hasn't been extended out or anything yet, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's now been issued for parts of Crawford County. So I do want to go ahead and say that if you are in areas like Mock, if you're in far western Taylor County, you are done. You are done with this tornado warning, and you're probably done with most of the severe weather for tonight because it's mainly about this line kind of pushing through. So we're going to start to see areas being trimmed from that tornado watch kind of on the other side of this. But right now it's going to be all about this main line that we're seeing right here, going from areas of Monroe County all the way down really to parts of South Georgia. You'll also notice that further to the south we got some tornado warnings down there as well. So this is potentially going to be a long afternoon. Hopefully not. Hopefully the rain is going to help us out and kind of help to tamper some of this down. But as we get in, I will go ahead and say that there are a few more areas that we're going to need to watch for some potential rotation. This is going to be getting down into parts of Macon County, so we're going to see that pushing further to the east and northeast as well. But this one is the area that we are concerned about. So we're starting to see that circulation, like we said, closer to Fickling Mill, 254. That's pretty much kind of right on time with what we were thinking there. That's going to continue to the north and to the east. So you get a little bit closer. We're continuing to see that around 137, 128. That area is where we're watching for some of the best rotation right now. This is going to continue to the north and to the east. So tornado warning continuing, radar indicated still for Taylor County until 3 p.m. So we've got about 6 more minutes on this one. It is continuing to move east at 45 miles per hour. If you are in areas like Fickling Mill, even if you're getting kind of close to that line over in Crawford County, would not be the worst thing to go ahead and kind of get in your safe place at this point, because this is going to be moving relatively quickly, like we said, around 45 miles an hour. And with some of these storms, like we said, we've been seeing some of that rotation. So as things kind of spin up, we are going to just have to keep an eye on it. It's been the way this line has gone pretty much all day, especially when it was in parts of Alabama. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tracker on this. Once again, Crawford County, you're not technically in the tornado warning, but you're right next to it. You're kind of right on the doorstep. So Crowell's Church by 2:57, Walker Chapel by around 3:04 is what we're looking at with the timing on this as it moves a little bit closer. Let's go check and see if we have any kind of debris being lofted at this point, because it's kind of been an indicator of how this thing has gone as it's wrapped up and then kind of released some of that rotation as well. Once again, if you see anything out there, if you've seen any kind of damage, first of all, you need to wait until it's safe to kind of go out. But if you have any reports, feel free to send those to news@41nbc.com. You can send it to weather@41nbc.com. Love to get the reports only when it's safe, and if you have any pictures, feel free to send those to only when it's safe, because this is a dangerous storm that continues right now moving through the Fickling Mill area. And honestly, even if you're not seeing that tornado, very heavy rain continues with this. So if you try and get out and see it, you probably will not be able to spot anything. This is going to be generally pretty rain wrapped. You can see rain on all sides of this system as it moves further to the north and to the east. So big picture, we've got some severe storms rolling in kind of all along this line, is where we are seeing those severe thunderstorm warnings, but we also continue with our tornado warning that goes at least for the next 4 minutes. As that gets closer to Crawford County, we'll see if the National Weather Service wants to continue this because we've still got just kind of the signature look that we see sometimes when we get those tornadoes. So we got to watch this one very closely. It's already had a confirmed tornado with this. As that gets closer once again to Crawford County, we will see if it keeps some of that rotation. And it looks like it is so far as it's getting a little bit closer. It's not necessarily as tight as it was earlier, but as this is moving into the Fickling Mill area right now, generally where we're seeing kind of the strongest winds, it's going to be over there. Let's see, Fickling Mill Road. We're seeing Montfort Road, County Road 110. Let's see. So now we do have Crawford County within a tornado warning. This goes until 3:30. This is radar indicated once again. I'll go ahead and take this back out so we can see better what we're looking at. So this is our new tornado warning. This one's going to go all the way up to that Bibb County line. So pretty much most of central Crawford County. Let's see, I'll get it over here. For this tornado warning. So this was a confirmed tornado a little bit earlier. This goes until 3:30, and it does include Roberta. That's really going to be the biggest city that's within this block of this warning. So it goes until 3:30 once again. If you are within this polygon, pretty much, I mean, mostly if you're in Crawford County, you should be getting in that safe place. You've had a lot of warning. You've had a lot of lead up to this system. And so as this system moves a little bit further off to the north and to the east, then we are going to need to really be watching it closely because we continue with this little bit of wrapped rotation. And honestly, it looks better now that it's moved even closer. You can see that it's kind of wrapping up. So this green is winds towards the radar. The red is away. And so that's how we're getting that wrap up right there, and definitely wrapping up as it gets closer to the county line. So Fickling Mill, this is right over you guys right now. You've had plenty of time to get in your safe place, but if you're not there yet, then now is the time because this is right over you guys. So this is currently moving over 137. We've been talking about you guys for a while. Heading generally towards 341 and Roberta. So we're going to put a tracker now that we have our new tornado warning. Like I said, this is going to edge right up to western Bibb County, so it's definitely something that we need to watch pretty closely. So right in line, Mount Gilead Church, you guys should already be in your safe place too, because this is kind of right over you guys. Crawford County Middle School, this is going to be there by around 3:10. Roberta by around 3:10 as well. Sandy Point by around 3:17. And 3:21 for Smith's Chapel. So about to cross over into Crawford County. The National Weather Service seeing pretty much what we're seeing as well. So east of Highway 19 along 263. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now. This is going to continue its track to the north and to the east. Even further to the north a little bit if we push this. Roberta, you're still going to be in the path of this. So this would be to Bella by around 3:13. Sandy Point, like I said, by 3:18. So everyone needs to be finding that safe place. If you're just joining us, if you're just now kind of being impacted by the system, do know that we had what was once a confirmed tornado with this system. This is now moving into Crawford County. It still has that rotation, that signature rotation as it crosses over that county line from Taylor into Crawford. So Taylor, you guys are almost done with this, and then it's just rain. But as we are moving into areas of Crawford County, we're going to start to see that threat shift to that area. So let's get in a little bit closer to these areas where we're starting to see kind of more of that. So we are looking at areas like Walker's Chapel Road, Flint River Estates, Benjamin Hawkins Road. If you're hearing your road right now, you should probably be in that safe place already because we have got this circulation that's right now crossing over into areas of Crawford County. This is headed towards Roberta right now, and even though that circulation looks maybe just a touch weaker, it's still going to be a strong circulation with some pretty strong winds as well, because when I try and put our little thing on here, 76 miles per hour, That's going to be a little higher in the atmosphere, like I said, so expect it to be still in the 60-mile-per-hour range. So as this crosses over into Crawford County, you need to be in your safe place. Go ahead and put back on where we've got our warning because it's been a busy day so far. So this is kind of that main area of rotation that we're watching right now. This is going to continue to make its way through Crawford County, and then right now the tornado warning ends at Bibb County. So it's something we need to watch for Bibb County, but also into areas of Monroe County as this gets a little bit closer. But all of Crawford County, pretty much, the exception being this very far south corner, is going to be under that tornado warning. So you need to get to your safe place. You can take us with you on your phone if you've got the 41 NBC AccuWeather app or the 41 NBC News app, and we've got a live stream on there as well. I know that Andrew has pulled it up so far. We've also got some severe thunderstorm warnings right now. So I'll go down to this one, Montezuma. It was one that I was watching for a little bit of spin in this area right here, and we've still got just a small amount of spin. So we're going to keep an eye on this storm here in Macon County as well. You can go ahead and take shelter. That would be probably good at this point to go ahead and do that. Just because winds 60 miles per hour, we're looking at the potential for some hail as well, and that very heavy rain. You really don't want to be driving in any of this afternoon. So all of this, as it makes its way into our area, is going to be a pretty big mess. Hopefully we can get all this out of here before rush hour around 5. And it is moving relatively quickly. So I'll go ahead and put a tracker on the whole line here as well. Now this is just general, but we could see this moving towards Dublin maybe by 4:30. So that's kind of giving you an idea of how long this is going to take, towards Macon by around 3:30. So it's really moving relatively quickly. But you can see that pretty much up and down that line we have severe thunderstorm warnings. So if you are in those areas, you need to be taking shelter, not be out and about at this point. And I know that it's kind of a time to go pick up kids from school, so hopefully everybody stays safe, gets home pretty quickly. But if you're in Crawford County, you should definitely be finding that safe place, because like we were saying, this is moving relatively quickly, so you need to go ahead and find that place to be. We continue to see that rotation. Now it is into Crawford County. I would say it's just a little ways from Roberta. Let's go ahead and see how far that circulation is. So about 6 miles from Roberta is where we're seeing right now this best circulation. So yeah, definitely need to be in the safe place. Once again, you're not going to be able to see the tornado at this point. It's likely going to be pretty rain wrapped. You see that rain all the way over towards Roberta. So this is where we'd see the circulation out there. You're not going to see anything. So just get away from the windows, get down to that lowest level of your home at this point, and go try and find that spot, because as this moves in, we've already seen, like we said, a confirmed tornado on the ground, and it looks like we've got another kind of confirmation right here. The TDS is back. So that's where we're seeing debris kind of right over, let's see, Hawthorne Road or Hortman Road. Walker's Chapel Road, which we'd already talked about, Hollis Road, that's kind of where we're seeing that signal that we've got that TDS. That's a confirmed tornado when you get those TDSs, and this is generally heading towards the Roberta area. So you guys need to get in that safe place. This is not a drill. This is just kind of what we're seeing out there for right now. So hopefully we can see that kind of dissipating. Go ahead and pick that back up on our radar as this gets a little bit closer. So we've got that spin still in the atmosphere. This is going to be kind of traveling up areas of, let's see, that's 128, moving towards Roberta. Let's see what the Weather Service is saying now. Severe thunderstorm warning continuing for Taylor County and Macon County until 3:15. So that's another 10 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning as all these thunderstorms move through. We've still got some very strong winds, and really, if you're in Roberta, you should be in your safe place now, because that's where we're seeing this thing moving. You need to get there quickly if you're not already there. Walker Chapel, 305, that's really just kind of right now that we're seeing that over Walker Chapel. Crawford County Middle School, Roberta, 310. You've got a couple minutes to get into that safe place. Salem Primitive Baptist Church, Sandy Point, by around 3:15, 3:17 is when we're going to see this main circulation work its way in. So hopefully we can get this to kind of calm down a little bit. We don't have a ton of instability over our area today, which I was hoping would be a good thing, but we are still seeing this circulation that kind of came in from the west and really worked its way in. So I'll go ahead and kind of rewind this a little bit just so you can see what we've been dealing with. As it moved in over like the Columbus area, you could see a lot of lightning on that storm, and then it got closer. We did see that confirmed storm when it was over in Butler. So as that pushed into Taylor County, we started to see that kind of really wrapping up, and we're not seeing this breaking down a whole lot, maybe a little bit, but it's kind of been able to come back together typically. And I do also want to note that we are still seeing a little bit of concerning rotation down here in areas of Macon County. It's not the best, it's not even what it was, but definitely going to be something to watch as we are heading into the next few hours or so, and that taps into more of that untapped moisture that we were seeing earlier, because we're not seeing rain in areas of Dodge County, areas of really much of the southern portion of Middle Georgia. So that's kind of something that we're going to have to keep a pretty close eye on as we are moving into the rest of the afternoon. But in general, if you're in Monroe County right now, you're seeing that heavy rain, you're seeing some gusty winds, but we're not seeing that tornado threat at the moment. The main area of circulation that we continue to see, it's going to be right here, kind of crossing over Roberta right now. Sorry that circle is not cute, but you get into areas further to the south. Let's see what the National Weather Service is saying. So tornado warning continuing, 306, 4 miles west, southwest of Roberta. So this is now moving at around 40 miles per hour. It's slowed down a little bit, continues to be radar indicated, which is good news. This means that it's not necessarily confirmed at the moment. So we are going to go back up here. You can also see that it's kind of cutting areas from the warning. So this is where our new warning is right here. All of that, if you're in Taylor County, you're done. You are done now. So you can get a break from some of this activity. It is still going to be rainy. It is still going to be probably pretty windy behind this, but this is kind of that last gasp of that severe weather threat for this afternoon. So we had a pretty good idea of this coming through. Hopefully everybody is fine out there, and hopefully we didn't get too much damage from that tornado as it pushed through areas of Taylor County. But if you are just joining us, if maybe you just got home from picking up the kids, do know that we continue this tornado warning in Crawford County. So this does include Roberta. This is until 3:30 this afternoon that we're going to see that continuing. So just heads up on that if you're headed out. Also, if you're in parts of western Bibb County, we are going to continue to see that severe thunderstorm warning out there. So new tornado warning, let's see, Whitewater State Park for Macon County. So that was the one that we were talking about a little bit earlier. So like I was saying, it was definitely something to watch. This is our newest tornado warning for Macon County. It does include the city of Marshallville. This is another one that's going to be kind of butting right up to Peach County. So you guys stay weather aware. This until 3:45. Even if you are not within this warning, if you know somebody down in Macon County that maybe needs to see this, then I would definitely call them up, make sure that they know. Right now, let's see, it is located right over Whitewater State Park near Oglethorpe, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we will get a little bit closer in on this one. So if you know anybody who lives near Whitewater State Park, especially if they live just to the east of it, that's somebody who needs to know that there is a tornado warning in their area. Need to find the safe place. Once again, it doesn't look like super great rotation. It's going to be just to the north of Montezuma, but it's definitely something that we're watching very closely right now, and that goes until 3:45. So we will put a tracker on this one as well. Take that down to 40 miles per hour. So we are looking at Barron's Lane by 3:17. You guys need to be in that safe place. Winchester by 3:22. Marshallville by 3:25. Richardson School by around 3:25. Oops, sorry, I'll put that right up there for you guys. Richardson School by 3:25. St. Louis by 3:32. And so I know that that's going to be, like I said, edging up a little bit closer to areas of Peach County, but that's just kind of how these are going out there for right now. All right. So we're going to go back up to our other tornado warning because that's just kind of how this day has been going so far. Kind of taking that look right now, moving into the Roberta area. That's where we're seeing that little bit of rotation at the moment. This is going to work its way through Roberta and then continue to move to the northeast along 80. So you need to be in your safe place if you are in Roberta. If you're just to the north of Roberta, probably dealing with some of this circulation at the moment. We're also seeing another little area of potential rotation, but we'll get there in a minute. So Crawford County Middle School, this is probably right over you right now. Roberta, right over you, definitely. Salem Primitive Baptist Church by around 316, Sandy Point by 319. These are places that we've been talking about already before, so you should already know, already be gathering the kids, gathering the pets, and going to that safe place away from windows on the lowest level of your home. Mount Perrin Church, you guys should also be in that safe place, or if you know where Mount Perrin Church is, then you should probably head to that safe place as well. Also, have a way to still hear us if you're going to that safe place. So you can grab the phone, grab the app. We're live streaming there. We're live streaming probably on Facebook, I hope, at this point. And this system is continuing its movement through Middle Georgia. Go back down to probably the more impressive wind signature right now. It's going to be in this Macon County storm. If you are just joining us, we have a new tornado warning that has been issued for Macon County. Right now, this is just to the north of Montezuma. It's headed generally towards the Marshallville area. Go ahead and put that marker on here. Let's see. This is a tornado warning. Like we said, this goes until 3:45. It does include Marshallville. It goes all the way up generally towards that Peach County line. So we are continuing our tornado warning right now that is over Macon County. Strong thunderstorms bear on Banks County. So this does continue to slow down a little bit. 35 miles per hour, kind of where this is moving right now. But we are still continuing to see that little bit of rotation. And once again, it's kind of like that one up to the north. You can see it on our reflectivity, kind of how that's wrapping around. So we'll get in a little bit closer with our velocity product because you can see we got this area right here where we've got it just kind of spinning around this small area of rotation. It's a little bit on the tighter side right now, but we are generally watching that heading towards the Marshallville area. And it continues to just kind of stay pretty well wrapped. So towards Barron's Lane, you guys should already be in your safe place, but this is definitely headed towards your area by around 316. Winchester, you have a pretty good heads up. 321 since we just got this latest scan in. 324 for Marshallville, and then that's going to head generally towards Peach County. Now, Peach County, you are not in this tornado warning. That being said, you're just on the periphery of it, so you need to be ready to head to that safe place and not even wait for this to necessarily get all the way up there. Let's see, hearing some things on the Weather Service chat. Severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued for Blackley, Crisp, Dooley, Houston, Macon, Peach, Pulaski, Sumter, Twiggs, and Wilcox County until 4 p.m. We are busy today. So we'll go ahead, now that we've got new warnings out, we're going to take this out full. And I'll go ahead and turn off our radar right now just so you can kind of see what we've got going on. So we've got our newest box, which is this one down here. Let's see. Let's get that to where we can see it. So yeah, all of these blinking counties right here, you guys are in a new severe thunderstorm warning. This one is going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gust and penny-sized hail. We haven't seen the rotation necessarily in these storms with the exception of that one that's in Macon County that we already have that tornado warning for. Let's see, and you head up further to the north. We continue with this severe thunderstorm warning right now. right here that goes up to areas of western Bibb County and into Monroe County, also down into areas of Peach County. So lots going on. Let's see, we'll go ahead and kind of take the larger look. You can see it's not just us, it's really all along this line into the Carolinas. They're seeing tornado warnings. Down further to the south in parts of Alabama and Mississippi, we have been seeing these tornado warnings as well. So it's all going to be, once this line gets out of here, we're done. So if you are in areas of Taylor County, you're done with that severe threat for today. We're just going to see that rain really continuing across the area. We're going to go back, however, to get a closer look, just to update on everybody on where we are for right now. So we continue with this tornado warning. This one is approaching areas of Bibb County from Crawford County, Marshallville, down in Macon County. You guys also under the gun. We're not forgetting about you, but we're going back up here to areas of Crawford County. So Sandy Point right now, you guys are really kind of under the gun. This is continuing to move northeast at around 40 miles per hour, this system right here. And that continues until 3:30 p.m. This is pretty much traveling along Highway 80, so it's something that we're watching as it gets a little bit closer to the Lizella area, but let's go ahead and check out our velocity. So we are continuing to see that rotation looking pretty decent right now as it moves towards Sandy Point. As far as our winds are concerned, 70-mile-per-hour winds are going to be possible with this one as it moves through the area as well. So not only do you have that potential rotation, we're also continuing to see some very gusty winds as well. Severe thunderstorm warning continues as this system crosses through. So we are going to see some pretty gusty winds right now moving through areas of Monroe County, through the Forsyth area. You guys have already kind of seen the bulk of this. Actually, let's see. Andrew, if I could get you to pull up our weather camera right now that is in. Yeah, so this is looking right now in Forsyth from that 41 sky view. As you can see, that rain continues to move through. We're also seeing the heavy rain and the gusty winds, but nothing really too bad. So it is technically a severe thunderstorm warning right now for areas of Monroe County, but we're going to move further to the south because really where we're kind of concentrating on things right now, it's moving out of Roberta and into northeastern Crawford County. So this is right on the edge of Bibb County that we're going to have to watch for that potential for the circulation to make its way into the area. Go ahead and put back our rotation tracker right now. I don't think we've really seen much lowering of CCs, so we're not seeing that debris right now, which is more good news. We'll go ahead and see what the Weather Service says. When you hear that screech, that's the Weather Service chat, and they're telling us what's happening. So nothing to be worried about. Let's see. So tornado warning located over Winchester, 7 miles northeast of Oglethorpe. So this is now a confirmed tornado in Macon County. So we're going to go back down there and check this one out. We're on our velocity right now. Yep. So right there over Barron's Lane, we were talking about you guys earlier. This is now where we're seeing a TDS. So once again, this is our debris tracking product. This is the one where we're going to see if we have that confirmed tornado, and that's what we've got right now. So this is over the Barron's Lane area. So around 224, you guys should definitely be in that safe place right now. We take a look at kind of where it's at as far as our rotation is concerned. And it doesn't look necessarily as good in velocity because we're reading it so high up in the atmosphere, but we are getting that spin enough to have a confirmed tornado. So you need to be in your safe place. This is going to be over Winchester. This is just to the northeast of Oglethorpe, and it is continuing to move northeast at around 40 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and kind of track this one. So far, once again, this does just kind of go to the end of Macon County. So we're going to take it up towards the St. Louis area. Marshallville, 322. You have time. You've got 2 minutes to get to your safe place. Once again, this is a confirmed tornado located over Winchester, 7 miles northeast of Oglethorpe. Richardson School, this is going to be there by around 322. Hardin Chapel around 325. Friendship Church around 328. In the St. Louis area, you're going to see this by 329. So this is really going to kind of move very quickly. I know it's around 40 miles per hour at this point, but we're continuing to see this work its way further off to the east. We'll go ahead and check our debris tracker right now. So continuing to see kind of that debris further off to the south of Winchester area near that Barron's Lane area for right now. So lots going on. Let's see. So from the National Weather Service, circulation appears to be paralleling Highway 80 northeast of Roberta in Crawford County. We've got two different things going on. Have to keep track of two different things, but that circulation is still staying on the north side of I-80 further to the north. So we'll go ahead and kind of get back. We continue to see this rotation in Macon County, but also this circulation up here just to the north of 80. So it does seem to be breaking up a little bit, which is some good news as that approaches areas of Bibb County this evening. Once again, this is going to be something that we're going to have to watch really just kind of on the one side of the line of storms, because behind this, it's really just going to be rain. You can see that's just like the yellows and the oranges, so it's still going to be some moderate to heavy rainfall behind this, but once we get this main line out, you're going to be in the clear. And it's approaching I-75 right now. We have 2 tornado warnings with this line as it gets a little bit closer. So if you can wait to travel, I would highly recommend waiting to travel at this point, because as this approaches I-75, it's really probably just going to be a big mess as that works its way through. I'm going to go ahead and change our cameras to our downtown Macon camera. Not seeing a whole lot. It looks like mostly just a little bit of fog and rain right now, but once this larger system comes in, that's where we're going to start to see some lowered visibilities. We're going to continue to see some of that heavy rain moving through, and these circulations that are just kind of spinning up right now, definitely a problem. And you can also see, to go along with this, we're getting more in the way of this lightning. So that can show you that these storms are strengthening a little bit. That's on that tornado warned storm in Macon County, currently approaching the Marshallville area. Really kind of right over the Marshallville areas where we're seeing that circulation at the moment. This is approaching St. Louis. This is approaching Peach County. So let's see what the Weather Service is saying over here. All right, so that tornado warning has now been extended into Bibb County and Jones County. That is my 41 NBC AccuWeather app that you heard telling me that we are in a tornado warning. So have a way to get your warnings. We're in it. We're already there. So this is for Bibb County and Jones County until 4 p.m. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado located near the Lizella area. I'm going to go ahead and take us over here. So you can see that circulation. It's about to cross over into Bibb County. It's just to the north of 80. It is generally right by Lizella right now. Let's see how fast they have this one moving. So this is going to be relatively close to downtown coming up in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Definitely going to be something that we're going to have to watch pretty closely, because it's also going to be crossing over 475 and I-75 as the circulation moves through. Let's make sure we got this on our 40 miles per hour. It's now moving at 50 miles per hour. So yeah, this is going to be moving in pretty close. If you're in Lizella, you should be in your safe place like right now. I would go there immediately. Like I said, take the kids, take the pets, cover yourself. Make sure you can cover your head wherever you are. Make sure that you're away from the windows and that you're on that lowest level of your home. So Lizella, Howard High School by around 3:32, Charter Lake Hospital 3:37 in Payne. Ingleside 3:38. So this is your timing right now to go ahead and find that safe place. You have plenty of a heads up. It's 3:25 right now, but Lizella, we've been talking about this as it's been crossing over. So I'm going to get in a little bit closer. You can see this trying to really wrap up over the Lizella area right now. Let's go ahead and check. Okay, so I wanted to give you guys an update with this tornado warning. Bibb County schools is delaying their dismissal right now due to this tornado warning. So I know we just named off Howard High School in the path of this. Stay at home. Don't try and get the kids right now. They are delaying their dismissal. So you need to be in your safe place. The kids are going to be in their safe place at school as this tornado moves through parts of northern Bibb County. Once again, moving through Lizella as well. So that circulation continues its track further off to the east right now over Lizella. We are going to see right now no TDS, which is good news, but we continue to see that circulation right now pushing into parts of western Bibb County. So we'll get even closer in on this. Lower Thomaston Road, you guys need to be in your safe place, really just anywhere along 80, because you can see this kind of pushing in. This is where we're going to see that right over Lizella right now. You guys need to be in your safe place. I'm trying to look on our camera, really not seeing anything just because of this low cloud cover right now. But Mosley-Dixon Road, you guys need to be in your safe place. Near Columbus Road, once again along 80, if you take that way to pick up the kids, once again just sit it out. They are delayed from getting out in Bibb County, so they're going to hold those kids from dismissal. They're going to put them in the safe place because we currently have a tornado warning issued for Bibb County. This is going to be crossing over 475. This is headed towards the Wesleyan area as well, but just kind of getting in closer to where we're seeing this rotation. I don't want you to think I forgot about you in Macon County right now, but we're just going to kind of track this new tornado warning, like I said, a little bit closer. So I realize this is a wide berth, but I just want to give everybody, you know, some room. Lizella, 328. So we're in it. We're in it, Lizella. Reading School, 328. Stratford Academy, 333. Northside Hospital, 337. Payne, 337. These are your estimated times of arrival for these. So it's something that we're watching very closely. Tornado warning now issued for Houston, Macon, and Peach counties. This is one that we were telling you about as well. So this one continues. It's located near Henderson, 10 miles southwest of Perry. Strong circulation, 5 miles east of Germany. So going to go down. I know Lizella, you guys, once again, y'all are in it. You need to be in your safe place. If you're along 80, you need to be in your safe place, and you need to not be anywhere on the roads, especially if you're on 475 right now. So you need to pull over, find a safe place, find a gas station, find somewhere to be. Because this is going to be crossing over 475 probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes that we're watching this system. Going to head further to the south because we have a new tornado warning. Like I said, this one now includes parts of Houston County. So this is going to be moving in from areas of Macon County into Houston County. I will take off this radar just so you can see in general the box. Have an idea if you're in it. It does include Warner Robins. It includes Perry. It's going to get to Perry first at this point because it's moving right now out of areas of Macon County. We'll put our velocity on so you can see a little bit better what circulation we're watching. It's going to be this one right here. That's where we're watching that circulation right now. That's going to be pushing to the north and to the east. I believe it's set around 50 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour for that one. I can go ahead and tell you we're already hearing some of that heavy rain here downtown at our studio, so it's something that we're watching pretty closely. Severe thunderstorm warning has now been issued. We're just throwing it all over here. So now a severe thunderstorm warning on top of the tornado warnings, on top of all of it. The Houston County tornado warning goes until, let's see, 4 p.m. So we've got a ways to go with these, about 30 minutes on each of these. I am going to, let's see, get us closer, put a tracker on this one before we switch back up to our Bibb County storm because I know that one's moving into a pretty populated area. So if you are in part of this Houston County storm, Andrew, if we can take us back full to the radar right now. This is going to put it in Mossy Oak by around 3:33. It's 3:30 right now. So we're giving you the heads up of about 3 minutes or so, but you should already be making your way to the safe place. Meadowdale by around 3:34. Perry by around 3:38. You've got 8 minutes to get to that safe place in Perry. Houston Lake, 3:42. Sandbed, 3:45. This is your heads up right now that we're going to see that moving its way into areas of Houston County from Macon County. So Macon County, you guys are going to be done with this relatively soon. This is about to be a Houston County problem, but we're going to go back up into areas of Bibb County. We're also going to check in with the Weather Service. So Macon County no longer in a tornado warning. Tornado warning for Crawford County has also been canceled. So if you know that, then you're done. If you're out of the tornado warning, you are done. We are continuing, though, to see this rotation really continuing into parts of Bibb County. So this is now approaching 475, once again towards the Wesleyan area, also near Lizella. We're kind of seeing two separate areas of rotation with this right now. So flood warnings continue mainly to our north at this point. We are seeing that. Let's see. Let's check this out. As this goes over 475, we're getting some really strong winds, if not some rotation with this system right now. Like I was saying, not a whole lot of visibility from our camera, so I would not recommend being on the road. So we're looking at 56-mile-per-hour wind gust with this system at the moment. Go ahead and push it over 475. That's not even necessarily where we were seeing the original circulation, but it's going a little bit further to the north at this point. So we're starting to see this push through the Wesleyan area. Once again, if you are just joining us, Bibb County and Jones County under a tornado warning this afternoon. This goes until 4 p.m., just like the Houston County warning. And this does include Bibb and Jones County. This has just passed Lizella with that circulation we were seeing, but it is headed generally towards the Macon area and Payne as well. All right, so we have a new tornado warning as well. So this one's going to be for Dooley, Houston, and Pulaski counties. I'm going to go ahead and just check that one out too. So our newest circulation down here for Dooley, Pulaski County, and Houston County, we're just all getting in on the act for today. This one is also going to go until 4:15. So that's Dooley, Houston, Pulaski County. That is until 4:15. It does include Hawkinsville, Pinehurst, and Unadilla. It's about to cross over I-75 with that circulation. So we're just going to jump right to where these circulations are for right now. So we're going to start further to the south. I'm going to get back up to us in Bibb County in a second. So like we said, Pinehurst towards the Unadilla area. This is going to cross over I-75, and then it's going to make its way into areas of Pulaski and southern Houston counties. So we will put the tracker on this one. So we're looking at Dooley County School System, probably right now, Pinehurst 334, Unadilla 338, Elko by 343, and Browndale by 349. This is going to give you about that 15-minute heads up, but if you are within the warning polygon, you need to know where to go. We're going to work our way up the line. Houston County, this rotation is approaching Perry, so we'll go ahead and kind of rewind it a little bit and then push that towards Perry. You can see where we started to get a little bit of a break off, but it's coming together again right by Perry. So that's going to be working its way through the Mossy Oak area right now towards Perry, towards Houston Lake, crossing over I-75, probably right about now with that circulation. So we head up further to the north. We're going to get back to our system here in Bibb County. So this is going to move generally towards the Wesleyan area. It's about to cross I-75. So let's see how fast this one's moving. Let's see. This one is now moving at 50 miles an hour. So this one is trucking it as it makes its way to the north and to the east. We will put a tracker on this one as well. So Wesleyan, you guys are already in it. Charter Lake Hospital, get to your safe place. Healy Point Country Club, Clinton, Old Clinton Historic District. This is where this is moving to. You got some time in Jones County, but this is going to be crossing over I-75. We are looking at Northside Drive area. You guys should be in your safe place already along I-75. Let's see. Tornado warning continues for the area over Moss Oak or Perry. So Perry, once again, you guys should be in your safe place as well. Right now, we're going to stay up here in Bibb County, though. This is crossing in the Wesleyan area, about to cross over I-75 near Sheraton Drive there as well, the Arkwright area. So this is going to be pushing through pretty much right now. It's going to bring a big gust of some strong winds. Let's see. Starting to see some heavier rain here from our 41 NBC Skyview right now. I would move it around, but we have got a lot going on. So that one right now looks like kind of our strongest circulation that's moving into the Wesleyan area. That's moving to the northeast at around 50 miles per hour. So Arkwright area, parts of far northern Bibb County, you guys are going to see this pushing through really quickly, and it's going to bring in some very heavy rain, gusty winds, and that potential for a tornado is still going to be out there. I know that it doesn't look quite as good now that it's gotten a little bit closer to the radar, but still definitely need to be in the safe place. Once again, Bibb County schools have delayed their dismissal while this tornado warning has been activated. So don't try and get out to get the kids right now. They won't even let you have them if you go over to the school. So that's going to continue for Bibb County and Jones County. Going to head further to the south, areas of Houston County. Let's see, we've got this one shortened up a little bit. So like we were saying, no more Macon County within this warning. This does include Perry and Warner Robins for this afternoon. Heavy rain is likely with this system as it continues its movement to the north and to the east. And we're going to go ahead and put back on our rotation product so you can see it. Once again, these are not quite as tight as they were when they were a little bit further off to the west. But Perry, you guys likely seeing some very heavy rain this afternoon as this is continuing to work its way further to the north and to the east. So we got that rotation building in there. We've also got a second system right now crossing over I-75 in Unadilla. This is headed towards the Hawkinsville area as well. So let's go ahead and put that back on there. This one goes until 4:15. It is currently 3:37, but this is a pretty large warning right here. So Unadilla, you guys are under the gun right now. You need to be in your safe place. Don't need to be on I-75 if you can. Maybe get off at an exit, find a gas station, find somewhere to be that is not your car, because that is not where you want to be. If you know someone driving there right now, definitely tell them to pull over, find somewhere to go. We're going to go ahead and put our velocity product back on for that one as well, because that's really one of our more impressive areas of rotation right now. So this is going to be the Unadilla Pinehurst area working its way to the north and to the east. So we'll put the tracker back on this one. I know that this does go towards Pulaski County. So Unadilla right now, Browndale by 350, Hawkinsville by 357. That's where you need to know. If you were named in any of those things, if you know where those places are and they're by you, then you need to be in your safe place now. So let's check the latest. All right, so near Macon we have a confirmed tornado. So if you were on the fence about going to your safe place in Macon, you need to do that now. So this is for Bibb and Jones County. Tornado located near Payne, moving east at 55 miles per hour. So this is just to the north of us here in Macon. If you are part of Macon, this is crossing over I-75 right now near Payne, a confirmed tornado. We'll go ahead and kind of back this up. So let's see if we can move this camera around. Yes, confirmed tornado near Payne, near Macon. This is a serious situation. You need to be in your safe place. Right now we are seeing that debris that's been lifted right over I-75. So where is this crossing over? It just crossed over I-75. So near Riverview Road, Pine Knoll Drive, Riverbend Drive. Yeah, this is just to the north of downtown Macon, just to the north of that 16 split on 75 that this crossed over right now. I'm going to try and turn our camera around, see if we can see anything from here. But right now, confirmed tornado in Bibb County, just to the north of downtown Macon. You need to be finding that safe place if you can. Once again, that's going to be the lowest level of your home. Let's see if we can see anything with this camera, but that's generally where we're going to be looking. This is going to be looking just to the north, kind of. That's where we got the confirmed tornado right now through our TDS signature. Once again, if you are in Bibb County and you are worried about your kids at school, dismissal has been delayed. Those kids are going to be in their safe place right now. And this camera is looking generally towards the north that we have from here in downtown. That's looking where we have that confirmed tornado that just crossed over I-75 just to the north of downtown Macon. You really need to be in your safe place, not trying to go anywhere right now. Let's see what the National Weather Service is saying. Tornado warning continuing for, once again, Dooley, Houston, and Pulaski. We're going to get to you guys in a second, but right now we do have a confirmed tornado just to the north of downtown Macon. We're going to switch over to our velocity. You can see that's working over Upper River Road, just crossed over I-75, pretty much right by the Riverwalk exit. So we're going to see that continuing to make its way further to the north and to the east. This is going to head towards Joycliff Road 129. You need to be in your safe place if you're especially right along that line for Bibb County and Jones County. We'll put a tracker on this, but this is a serious situation where we have confirmation from the radar of damage, a confirmed tornado now passing into Jones County. So this is making its way a little bit closer to Jones County. Going to put a tracker on this one here as well. So right now maybe skirting Gray, but if I was in Gray, I would go ahead and get to my safe place there as well. Morton, Cumslow, James, Haddock. If I just said your town name, then you guys are kind of in the crossfire for this confirmed tornado. This is crossing over into Jones County right now, headed towards 129, headed towards, let's see, Old Gray Highway. Yeah, but here in downtown Macon, we are kind of out of this. It went just to the north of us. I still would not head out right now, though, because we probably got some damage along I-75, because that was where we were seeing some of this all being picked up. So let's see if we can go back. We're seeing that line moving now into downtown Macon, though, that heavy rain. Trying to push the camera back because I don't think we're going to see anything. If we could go back to that view of downtown Macon, Andrew, just so you can get an idea of kind of what we're seeing. If you were trying to head out from work right now, it is going to be rough driving. We do still have the tornado warning, but now that circulation has just crossed into Jones County. It's headed towards 129, headed towards the Postel area. You can see it definitely looks scary out there. We do continue our tornado warning, but the circulation has now crossed into Jones County. I do want to go ahead and take a second, though. You can see that we've kind of shortened up this tornado warning a little bit, but I do want to head down further to the south because we have another tornado warning right now that's pushing through Perry. So this one still goes until 4 p.m. We've got some very heavy rain right now that's moving out of the Perry area. Let's see if the Weather Service has anything that they're saying right now about it. So this continues until 4:15. Or sorry, the one further to the south continues until 4:15. That is a radar indicated tornado. So we just have one confirmed tornado, and we continue with more of these severe thunderstorms and a couple tornado warnings. So right now that circulation has passed through Perry. It's going to continue further to the north and to the east. So although I do believe that Warner Robins is within this, hopefully we can see this kind of avoiding things at the moment. You can see in general that circulation push through Perry. Let's see. Push through the Perry area. It's going to head further to the north and to the east. So right now we're going to see that circulation crossing over probably the Kathleen area 129 in the next 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to head generally towards Lashley as well. Put a tracker on this one. So we're looking at the Houston Lake Med Stop by 3:45. That's right now that it's probably right over Kathleen by 3:48. We were saying to you guys, Lashley by 3:49, Power Plant by 3:53. That's where we're kind of tracking this one right now. So the tornado warning continues for Houston County, located over Houston Lake between Bon Air and Perry, moving now at 55 miles per hour. So I'll actually redo that tracker to kind of speed it up since we have a faster moving storm. So Kathleen by 3:45, so that's pretty much right now. You guys should be in your safe place. Lashley by 3:47, Bon Air Middle School by 3:48, Power Plant by 3:50. You guys, if you live near the power plant, you should absolutely be in your safe place right now. We are continuing to see that circulation. We'll see if we have any drops in our CC. So we're not seeing any indicated necessarily debris. That's some good news from this system. We'll head down to where our other storm is. Right now, not seeing much in the way of debris there either, but we do still have this tornado warning that continues for far northeastern portions of Dooley County. Unadilla, you guys are now done with this. This is moving towards the Hawkinsville area. Go ahead and put another track over here. So Hawkinsville by around 4, R.J. Taylor Memorial Hospital by around 4, Mobley Crossing by 4:05, Polk by 4:08, just kind of generally how we're looking for those for right now. But I'm going to go back up to Jones County, which is where we did see that circulation kind of pass through, and this thing is hauling right now. I will say that it is straightened out a little bit, but you see that small undulation right here. So near Cumslow, near Postel, that's really kind of the only indication that we're going to see right now that we've got that little bit of rotation. So that is some good news, is that all kind of tries to push into gray. Let's see what the Weather Service has to say. So continues tornado warning for Dooley and Pulaski counties over Mock Springs, 8 miles west of Hawkinsville. We've also got a cancellation out here, so we'll just go full on this. So this is the latest for what we're seeing with that tornado warning we were just talking about. So this now pretty much mostly just includes that little bit of Dooley County and Pulaski County. We're watching right here for this circulation, and that's going to move further to the north and to the east. So likely maybe it goes kind of a little bit further away from Hawkinsville, but you guys are still kind of right in the path. If you're in the polygon, you should be in your safe place. That's kind of the end all be all that we're doing for today, because these storms have popped up so fast and they have spun up so fast with a lot of these for today. Let's see. So tornado warning canceled for Bibb and Jones County. So that is some good news. We did have a confirmed tornado with that one, so we'll see kind of what happens there, but we did just get that one in areas of Macon and Jones County. Now just a severe thunderstorm. So we're looking at 60-mile-per-hour wind gust with this system. It's not impossible to see this thing wrapping up again. So it's definitely something that we're watching closely. But I do also want to say that if you've seen this line come through your area already today, you're in the clear. So Monroe County, you're in the clear. Western portions of Bibb County, you're in the clear. Crawford County down into Taylor County. You guys are done with your severe weather for right now with your tornado threat. It was all coming in on this initial line. Going to take it back down to our 2 continuing tornado warnings for this afternoon. So we are continuing to see a pretty decent signature with this one wrapping up right here in areas of Houston County. So this is right now just to the south of Warner Robins. I'll go ahead and kind of click this on so we can get the latest on it. This goes until 4 p.m. This is another 10 minutes that you have for this Houston County storm. So this was over Houston Lake, moving northeast at around 55 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and check out our velocities on this one. This one wrapping up a little bit better. So where we are seeing this, it's probably going to head over towards the power plant, unfortunately, but near Lashley right now is where we're seeing that center of circulation just to the north of Kathleen. Now, Kathleen, you guys probably still have a good bit of wind with this, but we're seeing that circulation trying to wrap up a little bit more this afternoon. We do have that tornado warning that goes for about the next 10 minutes or so. I know I'm going to shock everyone when I say that we're putting a tracker on this one right now, but it's going to be crossing over 129 relatively soon. So just Houston County is within this warning, but I'm going to take it a little bit further. So Lashley 350, that's right now. Bon Air Middle School 351, Boeing B52D, Power Plant by 353, Shiloh Church by 356. All right, so We have that now as a new tornado warning as this crosses from Houston into Twiggs and Wilkinson County. So we'll just go ahead and show you that one. So this one has been extended into areas including Jeffersonville and Irwinton. So if you're just joining us, we have a new tornado warning. This one's going to be for Houston, Twiggs, and Wilkinson County. It does include Danville. It does include Jeffersonville, and is also going to cross over I-16. So if you are headed anywhere pretty much into Twiggs County along I-16 in the next 30 minutes, I would say try and wait it out. Find somewhere to be that's not within the tornado warning. If you can't help it, maybe try and find a gas station or somewhere. Get in there. Try and be safe, try and find your safe place. So that is our latest tornado warning, which is really just a continuation of this tornado warning that's currently in Houston County. And you can see that look of it, like it's got that comma look where we can see it wrapping up right now. We're also seeing that radar indicated rotation there as well. We're going to go down further to the south because we still have a tornado warning now issued for, I'm just going to say Pulaski County, because Dooley County, you guys really not a part of this one anymore. It's just kind of crossed over that circulation. But if you're in Hawkinsville, you should already be in your safe place because this thing is moving very quickly. I will say it is moving to the north and to the east, but it's going to be pretty close right there as this moves through parts of Pulaski County. So Macedonia Church, if that's by you, if that's near you, 352. Pleasant Grove Church, 355. Lizzle Bloomer Church, 359. That's the timing on this one. So if you see some flickers, it does seem like we're losing power a little bit here right now, but we're going to stay on. We've got the ability to stay on, knock on wood. Anyways, tracking this storm right now, it is near Hawkinsville, but going just kind of to the north of Hawkinsville, Macedonia Church. You guys, once again, this is going to be in your area right now. Pleasant Grove Church, Lizzle Bloomer Church. If you know those churches, if those churches are by your house, then you should be in your safe place. If you live north of Hawkinsville in Pulaski County, you should be in your safe place. If you're in Hawkinsville in Pulaski County, you should be in your safe place. All right, so the latest from the National Weather Service, we have a confirmed tornado now, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado over Bon Air. 11 miles east of Perry. If you are in the Bon Air area, you should be in your safe place because we now have a confirmed tornado. You can see that wrapping up right there just out to the east of Lashley. So this is now a confirmed tornado over 129. This is around 129 and 96. So yeah, let's see. Let's put on our debris tracker. So that is a big area of debris that we're seeing right now in Houston County. Likely we're seeing that large tornado once again. It is a confirmed tornado near Bon Air, strong tornado likely. You need to be in that safe place right now. Let's go ahead and get in a little bit closer. This is moving right now near, it looks like some neighborhoods. So near Starhands Way, Bear Lake Drive. You guys should be in your safe place. This is a large and dangerous tornado that is on the ground. This is our debris tracker, so this is what's showing you what is on the ground right now. This is about to cross into areas of Twiggs County. So we'll put on our velocity just so you can see in general where we're seeing that circulation. It is very tight. If you're in Warner Robins, you are okay. This is to the south of Warner Robins. This is to the south and east of Warner Robins. This is crossing over from Houston County, though, into areas of Twiggs County this evening, headed towards 23. So you don't want to be on the roadways. This is also generally headed towards I-16 this evening. This is headed into the areas of Bullard. This is District Path. Let's go ahead and check closer. Let's see, closer to the county line. Kind of what we're seeing out there right now. So this is going to continue to pass further to the northeast. It's going to head over towards 23, towards Bullard. We'll put another tracker on this, but this is a confirmed large and dangerous tornado in Houston County, moving to the northeast, generally towards the Jeffersonville area. This is moving now, let's see, at 40 miles per hour. But you should definitely be in shelter now. If you're anywhere near this tornado right now. This is a large and dangerous tornado about to cross over from Houston County into areas of Twiggs County and headed towards Wilkinson County as well. Once again, this is a large area of debris, so likely that this hit something large. This is a large tornado right now. You want to be in your home, away from windows, on the lowest level of your home, as low as you can get to the ground. Basement's best, but this is a very dangerous tornado that right now is moving further to the north and to the east. So we're going to put our tracker back on this one. Going to take this all the way up to I-16. So Bullard, 401, you have a couple of minutes to get into your safe place. This is a large, dangerous tornado. I don't want to see any dads standing out on porches trying to see this thing. You need to be getting into your safe place right now. That's going to be maybe in a tub. It's going to be covering your head as you get into that safe place. Greater New Hope Church, if you live by it, if you live near it, you need to be in your safe place. Let's see, Marlin, 406. 406, Old Marlin Church, all of those areas need to be in your safe place. So we are getting reports from some earlier storms already that we had some trees snapped, uprooted along Highway 90 near Curlington and Taylor County, but really just got to stick with this storm right now, because this is a confirmed dangerous tornado right now about to cross over from Houston County into areas of Twiggs County. And this is going to be a pretty dangerous system as it works its way, honestly, towards the Jeffersonville area. Like, you could probably put a tracker towards our radar at this point. So Jeffersonville, you guys have until about 4:13 or so. Definitely a good time to maybe think about go ahead and getting cozy in your safe place. We continue to see a few power flashes here, but we're fine. So Bullard, it's generally over you guys right now. Greater New Hope Church, Marlin, Jeffersonville by 4:11 is really what we're looking at, in Twiggs County High School by 4:12. So if you have any kids in extracurriculars, make sure that they know to get in that safe place, not to head out in a car right now. We do not have time for any of that. We are past the time to get into a car and get away from this, because this is headed your way. Let's go ahead and check back on our reflectivity. As this gets closer to the radar, it's actually, believe it or not, going to be a little bit harder to see. We're good right now, but once it gets kind of all the way over into Jeffersonville, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to see. If you're just joining us, we do still have a tornado warning down in areas of Pulaski County as well. This one I don't believe is confirmed. We can go ahead and check this one. So not confirmed on this one. That's just to the north of Hawkinsville. But we do have that circulation out there kind of just to the north near 129. So that's what we're watching down there right now. This is going to continue to the north and to the east, so we'll see if we get that one continued. But we're going to stick with our confirmed tornado that's trying to push into areas of Twiggs County. We do still have a debris ball, so that's what we've been seeing with this one. This shows you that debris that's lofted in the air. Let's see the latest from the National Weather Service. Tornado warning continues for that tornado warned storm near Hawkinsville, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we did just talk about that one. This confirmed tornado, though, continues with this this area of debris that's being lofted in the air. We were talking about it earlier, just kind of what this is showing you. This is showing you things that the radar is picking up that are a different shape than raindrops. So that's how we kind of have an idea. This is not the same shape and same size as hail. It's not the same shape and the same size as raindrops. That's how we have a good idea that this is debris that right now is being lofted into the